On WNYT, this is an Olympic Digest from News 13.
Good evening. Our news tonight is topped by a story we've been tracking all week, Hurricane Gilbert.
The eye of that hurricane is still about 100 miles from the Texas coast, but already the edges of the storm have created howling winds and heavy rains. Roads are already being closed off in southern Texas. Thousands have been forced into shelters. But the worst is still to come for the Texans. Gilbert's last victim, the Yucatan Peninsula, still trying to recover from the storm. Gilbert hit the area with winds of 160 miles an hour. Cuban crewmen say their ship was 5 to 6 miles off the shore before they ran into Gilbert. Now it's grounded. There are no commercial aircraft going out of the area. Many roads are blocked by debris. Tourists are trying their best to reach relatives back home, but they're having little luck.
Conditions are pretty bad. There's no running water, there's no food, and there's no electricity. And chances of getting out of there the next 4 or 5 days are pretty slim.
17 deaths so far have been reported in the Yucatan. Hundreds of thousands are homeless.
The Capital Region helped sound the alarm to evacuate some areas along the Texas coast. The Community Alert Network, based in Schenectady, has a contract with Calhoun County, Texas, to provide residents there with emergency notification. Late yesterday, computers in Schenectady automatically began dialing some 1,600 homes in low-lying areas. The recorded warnings have apparently saved lives before.
Since we've started doing this in 1984, we can document that we've saved many people's lives from various different situations. We've saved people's lives in floodplains. We've saved people's lives with Alzheimer's disease that wandered away, and we called the neighborhood and said, so-and-so has been missing for several hours. If you've seen him, please call such and such police.
The same residents may be called again by computer, and then if no one answers, officials assume the residents have evacuated.
Pretty safe assumption. Check the storm itself now. Here's Bob.
All right, Ed. Well, Gilbert, again, tracking him during the course of this day into the evening, starting out at noontime. And just around 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time this evening, or Eastern Daylight Time, Gilbert, the eye of Gilbert, moved across the Mexican coast, just a little bit south of Brownsville. We recorded wind gust on the teletype to 82 at Padre Island, of 75 around the Brownsville area, and about 9 inches of rain. The storm center now moving inland and gradually weakening. Of course, hurricanes do that when they move over land. But all that water that was gathered from the Gulf of Mexico is pouring out in torrential rains tonight, and Gilbert will continue to move on into the mountains of Mexico and weaken during the course of the next few hours. Let's talk about the forecast for this region overnight tonight. We'll have more on Gilbert later and the rest of the weather. Mainly clear the balance of this night. Not nearly so cool, low 37 to 42. And for tomorrow, some sun early, then it will cloud over, breezy, showers late in the day, high 67 to 72. As I said, we'll have more on the complete weekend weather a bit later on this evening. Chris and Ed.
Thank you, Bob. The Tri-County Council of Vietnam-era Veterans was joined by supporters in a solemn procession near the Capitol this evening. The group was marking Prisoners of War Missing in Action Recognition Day. Several of the members marched blindfolded and in chains. The chairman of the group believes there are still American servicemen in Southeast Asia alive and being held prisoner.
And if we stay this way and have more of a demand from our leaders in this country, we can have this issue resolved and bring those who are over there dead in this country where they belong, and bring the live POWs who I honestly feel are still there, bring them home once and for all.
The Vietnam-era veterans are calling on our government to improve relations with the nations of Southeast Asia, believing that will help answer questions that are now 20 years old.
There are 40 new citizens in the Capital Region tonight. The group sworn in at a ceremony today at the State Court of Appeals. It's all part of New York's effort to mark Citizenship Day. Tomorrow is actually Citizenship Day. At 4 o'clock, individuals and groups all around the country will ring bells to mark the time when the United States Constitution was signed 201 years ago.
And this, of course, is just a brief look at some of the stories affecting us nationally and locally. We will be back following NBC coverage of the games to give you a full report tonight, right about midnight.
We hope at about midnight. Among other things, we'll be looking at an area high school band which played tonight without their uniforms.
So we hope to see you in just about an hour or so. And have a good evening. We hope to see you then.
Stay tuned. Good night.